Let's take you to this now. ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa will provide a comprehensive reflection on the key achievements of the Government of National Unity later today. The GNU, comprising of 10 political parties, is marking 100 days since the constituting of the 7th administration in June. Now, the celebration will take place at the ANC headquarters in Luthuli House in Johannesburg. Let's now cross live to our senior reporter, Samkele Maseko. He's been there for us for the better part of this afternoon. Samkele, a very good afternoon to you again. Of course, we caught that briefing by the ANC's first Deputy Secretary General, Luthuli House. But just perhaps let's reflect on some of the things that she has spoken to. She has, of course, spoken a lot about some of the contentious issues that are playing out before the ANC president makes his address later today.
Indeed, Unati, she did point out of some of the contentious issues playing themselves out within the governing party, within the tripartite alliance, and within the Government of National Unity. Just for instance, the SACP was supposed to have a bilateral meeting with the ANC this morning at 10 o'clock here at Luthuli House, but the SACP ended up not pitching at all. They are also not going to form part of this 100 Government of National Unity. Through their General Secretary, Paila, yesterday, they expressed their dissatisfaction with the Government of National Unity, but that would be the SACP speaking with the forked tongue, usually because they've got their own members within the leadership of the SACP in the form of Bladen Zamande, who forms part of the Government of National Unity, the Deputy Minister of Finance, David Masondo, who's also the Deputy General Secretary of the SACP. He is of the Government of National Unity. So the SACP is pretty much speaking with a forked tongue. On the one side, they are saying they are participating in the ANC in their rightful rights as members of the ANC. But on the other side, as leaders of the SACP, they are unhappy with the ANC forming part of this Government of National Unity, which encompasses the Democratic Alliance. These are some of the political issues that the president of the ANC will have to tackle in his speech of this 100-day review of the Government of National Unity.
And I mean, one of the things that, of course, you asked a question around just some of the cracks or, in fact, what's playing out between the national ANC and local provincial ANC in Gauteng. Just take us through in terms of what are the points of contention here between, of course, some provinces not forming those local governments of unity.
What we do know is that the ANC, some have complained that the centre is not holding within the party, and they need to discuss this particular matter, that there needs to be uniformity in how these particular governments of local unity are formed, how the governments of provincial unity are formed, which will ultimately cascade to the national government of national unity. But you've seen John Steenhuisen, the leader of the Democratic Alliance, saying that the deal was only a Government of National Unity. There was no deal that cascades down to the provincial level and cascades down to a local level. But we do know that in the negotiations, the DA did say that there would be no deal at a national level if there's no deal in Gauteng and no deal in KwaZulu-Natal. Hence, you saw the DA in the first sitting of the provincial legislature in Gauteng. They did vote for Panyaza Lesufi. They did also vote for the Speaker of the provincial legislature. They did also vote for the Deputy Speaker of the legislature, who was a member of the Democratic Alliance. Later, when they deadlocked on the composition of the executive, that is when the DA decided to pull out and to be an opposition within the province of Gauteng. But in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, there is a government of local unity. Hence, you've seen the likes of Nkosi Mtolo, the provincial secretary of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, launching that scathing attack on Solima Paila, the general secretary of the SACP, doubting his bona fides as a communist within the Communist Party.
Samkele, I'm going to let you go in a few moments, but perhaps as we close our conversation, just your, observations in as far as what we're likely to hear from ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa today. I would imagine he'll take an opportunity during this address to touch on a few issues, including, of course, the alliance partners and what's happening in as far as the criticism is concerned, and perhaps the DA and ANC question.
the president of the ANC will reflect on what they dubbed a tactical retreat in this government of national unity, working with the Democratic Alliance and the GNU and other political formations. He will speak about why they did not go for the perceivedly black political parties, which is your MK party, which is also your economic freedom fighters. And he will outline that they did reach out to those particular political parties. Some of them did come to the table, but they had conditions that if they come on board, some particular organizations like the Freedom Front Plus, like the DA, must not form part of this government of national unity. They've also seen comments from the Secretary General of the ANC, that would be Fikile Mbalula, saying that Panyaza Lesufi is advocating for an ANC, EFF, MK coalition, which is not what the ANC wants at this particular point in time, deviating from what he said last week and saying that the Gauteng did act in line with the resolutions of the National Executive Committee. He will speak about the public spats of ANC leaders. In fact, today I do know that the president of the ANC, Cyril Ramaphosa, did reprimand the ANC Secretary General the ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula on his comments on the provincial chairperson of the ANC in Gauteng, Panyaza Lesufi.
Samkele Maseko, thank you so much for that, of course, giving us a preview and a sense of what we can expect a little bit later this afternoon.